So I'm just about getting to the end. This is my last stitch here on this side. So I'm just going to knit those two together. So now I'm done this side. And I still have one more onto the other side, so I'm just going to do that. So you can see that it's the heel. It would fit nicely. If you make it too small, then you're kind of stepping on seams. If you make it too wide, then you're not going to have a very rounded edge, or it won't be long enough. Okay. All right, so there's my last one right there. Knit those two together. Okay, so now you've got the finished heel. So now it's just a matter of picking up these stitches. So now there's the edge, and that was the back. So no, it's gonna, but basically you're just gonna pick up the stitches along the edge. You want to uncurl it a bit and just start picking them up. It's hard to see. I'm sorry about this video. This is probably the trickiest part, because you want to find the right part to slip on. Years and years of practice. So you just pick up the stitches. Usually you want to pick up about the same amount that you knit together. So I got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. So I picked up 10, so that's fine. I'm going to pause the video, pick up the other stitches. So once you've picked up all the stitches, I just moved over the one stitch onto the other needle just so that I can start knitting again in the round in the same direction that I was used to. So then you just knit the way that you would normally knit on double pointed needles all the way around. The only thing that I do slightly different that I've not really seen other people do with their socks is that, well, that's not true. I guess I've seen it, but I'm going to continue the pattern that's in the front for about 3 inches to sort of make that a little bit tighter around the heel or the front of your foot, and then I'm going to bind them off. Not all of them. I usually do about 3. So I've noticed over the years that sometimes you can get like what they're called ladders, I guess, on the sides, like big spaces. So I usually try to keep this nice and tight, as tight as I can when I'm just going through the first time around. And then if I do notice that there's any gaps, I usually just go pick up a stitch somewhere, kind of knit it in, and then bind it off. So I don't use a pattern. I've never used a pattern to make socks. My grandmother showed me how to make these, and I just kind of trial and error, I guess, over the hundreds of pairs of socks that I've made in the last 25 years. So anyways, sometimes I knit in the front, sometimes I knit behind, depending on like what's the easiest way for me to pick up the stitches and knit them. Okay, so that's my first row. Okay, I don't know how I managed to do that. Oh, it's because I forgot my needle. Okay, anyways, I'm going to take some of these off and put them onto my other needle. So So this is it. There's the one side. There's the flap that I've connected here. Same thing on this side. So I've collected all my stitches. It looks like there's one little gap there, but I might be able to fix it. The other side turned out okay. You can see there's no really big gaps. And then I'm just gonna keep doing the 3 knit 1 purl to sort of make it tight around the ankle as I go around. And then I'll bind it off a little bit. So there's the heel, so you can see. And it'll be about this wide, which is nice. All right, so I would just keep knitting and knitting. And then, yeah, like if I see anything that needs to be fixed, I usually try to fix it as I go. Like things to be smooth without too many holes. That's a good thing about when you're knitting with 2 different colors, because then when you're tucking in your ends, you can kind of sew up any of the little holes. When you've got just the one color or the one strand, it's a little bit harder to sort of fix your mistakes that way. But anyways, I'm going to keep knitting, and then yeah, that's the heel. Thank you.